Greetings and welcome to a particularly pointy LGR thing. That being the VP380 Video Pointer, which sold for $920 on release in the early 1980s. And I'll get straight to the point. This box does one thing and one thing only. It superimposes pointers on top of composite video. Yep, an expensive device dedicated to plopping arrows onto your screen. And that's exactly why I had to grab one when I ran across it at a medical surplus auction a while back. Vintage electronics that serve such a singular function amuse me to no end for whatever reason, and the fact that this thing was purpose-built to essentially just generate a cursor on a TV and sold for almost $1,000 just cracks me up, man. And despite its admirable simplicity, it seems like they were continually manufactured and sold by 4A Company Limited out of Tokyo, Japan through at least the late 1990s. What for, you may ask? Well, being that I got this from a medical supplier should be one indication, but let's refer to 4A's own marketing material. The VP380 was included in their display and measurement product category among 3 other devices that were, quote, beautifully simple and economical solutions to teleconferencing, school or corporate training, medical briefings, or scientific analysis support. In other words, back before everyone just whipped out a computer or a tablet when they needed to present some knowledge in video form, products like the Video Pointer and its 4A siblings could perform the task instead. So say you're putting together a project about birds, and you need a way to point out which bird you're talking about. You'd use the Video Pointer to put an arrow above bird A, or a box around bird B. Or whatever, doesn't have to be birds, could be like kumquats or something, I don't know. And going further, the pointer could also be connected to the other 4A video measurement devices like the Video Microscaler, the Video Measuring Gauge, and the Video Crossline Generator. Combined, these 4 boxes provided a powerful set of tools to superimpose visual indicators and measurements of distance and scale on top of your video projects, whatever they may be. Of course, all this stuff combined would cost thousands upon thousands of dollars, so if you ever used these back in the day, chances are it was through a school, business, medical facility, or some similar context outside of the mainstream market. These weren't made for home video use, is what I'm saying. Not that anything was stopping you from spending $1,000 just to place arrows on top of your VHS tapes and video games at home, but I can't imagine that was done very often, so let's do it now, cause I'm itching to draw arrows on things that don't need arrows. And to do that, we'll be using this delightful Sony PVM-1271Q, an early 80s professional CRT befitting the Video Pointer, especially being a light gray medical variant. Of course, you can hook up the Video Pointer to just about any kind of composite display, but being that the I/O uses BNC connectors, you'll have to either convert them to RCA using separate adapters, or skip that and use a professional video monitor as intended. You also get BNC connectors that accept 75 ohm terminators on both the output and the input, with the related impedance switch on the latter. All commonplace stuff on broadcast and medical video equipment like this. And now it's time to power everything on, though at first, all you get is a blank screen. You won't actually get a video signal of any kind until you provide an input signal to the Video Pointer, and for this first test I'm gonna use a Sega Genesis and some daggone Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, class, pay attention. This is Sonic. He's a hedgehog with attitude. Notice his tapping foot and impatient expression. I don't know what I'm doing with this thing, but it's the best. You just move around that little joystick on the front of the case and it moves around the arrow with pleasing accuracy. No dead zone, no edge acceleration, just a 1-to-1 representation on screen. I don't know why I'm so amused by it, but whatever. Controlling a mouse cursor-like thing on top of whatever video signal you want in real time with no computer or software or anything, yeah, that's just my kind of hardware, inside and out. Now that I'm thinking about it, let's hop inside for a minute and see what it's packing. And well, not a whole lot, but it's still fun to look at. All the requisite NTSC display hardware and video generation stuff with a small 4A mainboard holding most of the circuitry in one place. Got some fresh pots here for adjusting the horizontal and vertical positioning of the output, that's nice to have. And at the heart of it is a Mitsubishi M5L2764K, an 8-bit EPROM that's been programmed with all the Video Pointer goodness it needs, covered up by a sticker since there's a little window on top to erase the chip using ultraviolet light. And on front, you get those satisfying push-button switches for the power, pointers, and such, each activating with a nice springiness. And then there's the joystick, with the shaft manipulating 2 potentiometers sliding around back and forth inside a neat little assembly. Not quite what I expected, but it works superbly well. Anyway, yeah, got distracted there. We're still not done testing out the pointers. After all, it isn't limited to producing only white arrows. Under the matte label, there's a switch that allows you to change the pointer color from white to black, so that's a thing in case the video background is clashing with the cursor. You can also adjust the super switch to turn the pointer on or off, or make it flash between the two for a steady strobing effect. And over on the left, there are 4 buttons to change between arrow directions, as well as a switch for enabling pattern mode. This provides 4 more pointers to utilize: a large circle, a smaller circle, a plus sign or cross, and a square. So hooray for options! Yeah, I mean, it still only does one thing, placing pointers on screen, but at least you have alternative cursors that might make more sense for certain situations, like surrounding an object of interest, or maybe testing display geometry to make sure circles appear nice and circular on various parts of the screen or whatever. Or hey, why not add a crosshair to shooters lacking them? Not that Doom needs a crosshair due to its generous auto-aiming system, but you know, I'm trying to come up with reasons to use this thing, cut me some slack. Besides, adding your own crosshair isn't unheard of even nowadays. It's still a hotly contested topic for certain competitive FPS games, with purpose-built software performing the same task of adding crosshairs to online shooters. Even my main monitor has an overlay function built in to add various crosshairs to your FPS game of choice. I know this is not the intended usage of the VP380 video pointer, and it's considered pretty cheaty to a lot of folks. I just find it kind of amusing. And yeah, slightly amusing is about what it comes down to with the video pointer. It's pointless, but there's still very clearly a point to it. Yeah, pointer puns. But seriously, I don't have any grand revelations to make or mind-blowing facts to reveal. It's just a thing that I found that I wanted to share because $1,000 video devices from the early 80s are weirdly fascinating to me, and hopefully some of you found it at least a little fascinating as well. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to place pointers on top of LGR episodes for this LGR episode in between working on future LGR episodes. Much like one of the pointers on here, my time is a flat circle, it seems. And if you got the point of this LGR thing, then cool. Perhaps you'd enjoy my other stuff on more substantial things and more frivolous things alike, with new videos every week on this very channel. And as always, thank you very much for watching.